Hey, what's good, y'all? It's Stinger, as always, dressed from the waist up. And today, I'm going to be showing each and every one of you how you can make a Babytron type beat in 4 simple steps. Now, this video contains pretty much everything you need to know about making those signature Babytron style beats. And the beat that we're going to be going over today sounds a little something like this. Alright, so step 1 for making these kind of beats is going to be to find a recognizable sample. And for this beat, as you most likely recognized, I used a very popular orchestral piece, and that is Lacrimosa. Now, I picked out this portion of the sample, which is easily the most recognizable portion of the original piece. The next thing that I did is I found the BPM of the sample, and you could do that in a multitude of different ways. You can either tap to fit the tempo, or you could look up the tempo online, but sometimes it's not very trustworthy. And once you have everything chopped up and at the correct tempo, you're gonna double click on the waveform, go to mode, and then go to stretch. This is gonna make it so that if you change the BPM of your project, the timing and the pitch of the sample will not change. Only the speed of the sample will change. And then this is optional, but you can also change the pitch of the sample. And then after that, you're gonna wanna put your BPM anywhere from 180 to 200 beats per minute. And I like to make my beats in double time, but it's the same thing as a range from 90 to 100 beats per minute. So this is what our sample sounds like: chopped, stretched, pitched, and at 200 beats per minute. Alright, the next step for you to make a beat in this style is going to be to download a Detroit drum kit. Now, the kit that I used in this beat, as well as a kit that you can use, is the Modern Detroit Drum Kit. I just found this kit off of Reddit. I'll link it down below, and it's completely free. But yeah, for these kind of beats, you don't need any expensive type of drum kit. You're just going to want those signature Detroit sounds. Alright, now the third step for making these kind of beats is going to be to lay down the drums. And there's only a couple essential bits of information that you will need. First things first is you want your 808 to be playing a very bouncy pattern. I just spit everywhere, sorry about that. And then this is optional, but if you want a really hard hitting beat, you'll want your 808s to be clipping. And I like to have my 808s clipping anywhere from 0 to 3 decibels. So this is what the 808 sounds like. Next thing you're gonna need is a high-pitched snare. Now, this is just a snare from the Detroit drum kit, but if you just want to use your own snare, just take it and pitch it up by a couple semitones or even an octave. The next essential drum that you're going to want is going to be an open hat hitting at the same time as the 808s. Since our 808s are clipped, this mixture of insane low frequencies and those high frequencies from the open hats are going to clash and make a really nice sound. And the final essential component of the drums is going to be Detroit style perks. Now, I'm just using this guy as well as this guy, but there's tons of other perks that you can use, which can be found in the drum kit that I mentioned. So to sum up, you'll need a hard hitting bouncy 808, a high pitched snare, open hats hitting at the same time as the 808s, as well as signature Detroit style perks. So with that being said, this is what our drums sound like. And the fourth and final step of making these kind of beats is going to be to add some variation to your beats. Nobody wants to listen to an 8-bar pattern repeat over and over and over again, which is why adding variation to your beats is extremely important. And I'm going to show you a couple methods that I used in this beat that you can incorporate in your beats. The first thing that I did is I made our sample unique and then pitched it up by an octave. Having some kind of octave variation, whether it be in your melodies or even your 808s, is extremely helpful for creating variation in your beats. And the next thing that I do to provide some variation in this beat is going to be the incorporation of reverse open hats. Throwing in things like reverse open hats, extra perks, sound effects, things like that is also an excellent way to create variation in your beats. So with that being said, I'm going to play this portion of the beat, which is what we covered before, and then it's going to lead into this portion, which includes all the variations. So yeah, with that being said, those are the 4 simple steps to making those signature Babytron type beats. I thoroughly hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learned something new. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below and I will do my best to answer them. Also, consider checking out my Patreon where you get the FLPs to all of my beats in all of my videos, including this one. As well as that, you get access to one of my sound kits per month. And finally, consider subscribing as I post 1 tutorial a week and anywhere from 1 to 2 sound kits a month. Other than that, that's going to be it. Peace.